Yeah, I mean, last year we had, mostly mostly veterans, mostly upperclassmen. So I think it's been fun seeing all these guys come together and having some younger guys step up and finding out what their roles are going to be. And I think we're getting ready to go. So
As one of the few returning veterans, just how does your role change this year with all these
yeah,
other newcomers?
I think I just have to be more of a leader and kind of cherish that upperclassman role and kind of take guys under my wing and use that experience that I have to help other guys out. So.
Yeah. What have you liked about some of those younger guys?
They all work hard. They're all doing everything they can to help the team, and I know they're going to be ready come opening day, and they look good. I'm impressed by them.
When you guys came in, as freshmen a few years ago,
Right.
you guys made some pretty big impacts right away. I mean, is
Right.
that sort of the hope that this group can come in and make a similar type impact?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they got a lot of talent. It's pretty evident by watching them play and being with them for a good amount of time now. So I think there's definitely a lot of guys that are good enough to make an impact, and I think they're going to step up and do that.
Yeah.
Can a tough non-conference schedule kind of speed up their maturity a little bit, going and playing in some tough environments the first couple weekends?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're going to be thrown right in the fire against UConn and Louisville and South Florida, and then down in Mississippi State. So yeah, they're gonna see what it's like really fast. But I got a lot of confidence in them.
Does you guys still feel like there's a good amount of momentum from last year, even though you did have such a roster turnover, that you guys can take that into this season with everything good that happened last year?
Yeah, I mean, there's still that mentality that we're the defending Big Ten champs, and for the guys who were here, they know what it was like and what it took to do it, and I think we're kind of showing those new guys what it takes. And yeah, I'd say there's definitely still that mentality that we want to win the Big Ten, and we still have that mindset.
Even Ange was saying a little bit about, just some of the newcomers learning some of the routine stuff, like being on the road and the expectations for what the routine is and things like that. Is that stuff that you sort of have to instill in new guys pretty early on?
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of that is us upperclassmen setting good examples for them and kind of showing them how it's done since we've been there and done it before. But they'll get in the swing of things fast, and they're doing great so far.
What do you think this offense will be like this year? What sorts of things do you think will really be your strength?
I think it's going to be another typical Purdue offense. We're going to go out every game trying to score 7 or more runs. We're going to work as a pack to try and get to the other team's bullpen, and we're going to be aggressive and just we're going to be good.
Yeah. Do you anticipate batting up in the order a little bit this year?
Yeah, I think I'm supposed to hit leadoff. So.
Yeah. And you feel like you can bring some speed to that spot that, you guys have had some fast guys up there, but maybe you add a different dimension and might be able to get some runs on the board early?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be my job, to get on base and to score runs, and I think with my speed, I can be able to do that, and whether it's a single or a double, I got a good shot of getting on first, maybe stealing, or getting on second, and getting in scoring position for those guys behind me. So that's what I need to do to help the team.
It was different seeing all the new faces in the fall with like 16 freshmen or whatever we had, but I expect them to play a big role, just because like my freshman class, we played a pretty big role and it worked out. And I think that we have a lot of talent in a lot of the freshmen. Some of the guys didn't get a lot of opportunity to play last year.
You few veterans who are left remaining from last year's team, is it sort of important that you guys lead the way a little bit as far as what the expectations are? And
I think we have a good core of seniors and juniors, and when you have that, like just simple things like going down to Florida and hotel rooms and stuff like that, just having guys around makes it a lot more comfortable and easier transition for people into the schedule and everything.
I mean, you guys had a pretty good ability of staying loose but being focused when it came right down to it. That's probably something that a younger group needs to sort of be trained in a little bit, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think the coaches have helped with that a little bit. When there's 16 freshmen running around, sometimes it's a little chaotic, but now that we're getting closer to the season, I think they're getting a better idea of the schedule, and I think that'll help them transition into games, into the focus aspect of it.
Even go ahead.
Granted, it's a small sample size, but 4 of your top 6 hitters in the Black and Gold series were freshmen. Let's talk about the contributions you'll need from them in the lineup, and maybe a couple guys to look out for in that freshman class.
Yeah, I think, well, first of all, I think Jack Figiati's got good career ahead of him. He's a really solid balance hitter, and he can hit for some power too. So, yeah, I think we have some guys that can hit at the top of the lineup and in the middle of the lineup as freshmen. So, I think the fall was great for them. They gave them a good opportunity to see some good pitching that we have, and so I think it'll help.
You had some guys back too from last year who didn't play a lot. You know, the Olivers and the Craigs and things like that. You know, was just the experience you feel like that they got a little bit last year, even though they didn't get a whole lot of it.
Yeah, I think that'll definitely help. And Craig, I mean, got to play in a regional game.
Yeah.
So I think that really helped, and they got a few at bats, so they've had some pretty good game experience, especially Craig in a regional game. I mean, that's about as pressure situations you can come into. It's your first like real start for a college game, so yeah, I think that helps.
Have you felt like you guys have had some good off-season momentum, even though you did have such a roster turnover? I mean, was there, you know, with the stadium and with, you know, the regional and everything like that, have you been able to sort of pick up where you left off in some ways?
I think just getting into the stadium in the fall and everything kind of kick-started it off the right way, like got people really excited about the season, and I think it got people really focused, and it kind of helped get some extra work in just because we had our batting cage and the stuff right there, and it's such a good facility that everyone was kind of out there early and wanted to get a feel for it. So people spent a lot of time out there in the fall, and I think that helped to get off on the right foot this year.